With the current administration, wait for the next election and cast your vote. FG speaks. The federal government says Nigerians calling for a regime change should wait till the 2027 presidential election to cast their vote. The Minister of Solid Minerals, Dele Alake, stated this while addressing State House correspondent after the inaugural Council of a State meeting under President Bola Tinubu on Tuesday, August 13th. Alake opined that the recent anti-hunger protest held across the nation was a movement by some persons to effect a change of regime, but that the said forces were greatly resisted. He said that the council thanked Nigerians for resisting an unconstitutional move to change government. Matters of state were discussed in a robust manner, and the National Security Advisor was on hand to present the security situation of the country, and he did inform the Council of State about the pre, during, and post events of the last protest, which I do not call a protest. I call it a movement to effect a change of regime by force, which was also resisted. The council thanks Nigerians at large for resisting an unconstitutional move to change government. If anybody is not satisfied with the government or the current administration, there is always an election coming. So you wait for the election and cast your vote. The NNCA briefed the council on the security situation and laid bare. So after the NCA briefing, he allayed everybody's fears and spoke on the tightness of the security around the country and also reassured all that nobody will be allowed to truncate our hard-earned democracy. Any change of government has to be through the ballot and not through the barrel of a gun or through insurrection or through any other unconstitutional means. Only through the ballot can any government be changed and be assured of the security readiness of all security agencies in the country to secure our territorial integrity and to protect Nigerians' democracy, he said. The FG, or should I say the presidency, is very insensitive. They don't know how to speak to the people. They don't know how to communicate with the people. They don't know how to relate to the people because, see, there are ways you start statements. I don't know, maybe it is the media that carved it out to be like this. But the thing is, it does not take away the fact that these people are very insensitive. Too insensitive. With everything that happened, you are coming out and you are still hammering on the fact that the protest was not this one, it was not a protest. So you're coming out to tell Nigerians that they don't feel what they feel. Are you trying to gaslight Nigerians into thinking they don't feel the hunger they feel? Because me, I know it is only somebody with a narcissistic behavior that does that. It is only somebody who is intentionally trying to tell you that your reality is false. That you don't feel what you feel, you don't hear what you hear, you don't see what you see. So how can people be feeling hunger all over the country and they came out? Yes, I will still say and still repeat myself that yes, it is true that some people, wanted to do whatever, but you cannot take away the fact that more than 80% of Nigerians were really hungry, and that is why the protest held. So that there is people that is not even, what am I saying? That is 80%, 90 to 95%. That there was a 5% somewhere that wanted to take advantage of it. It does not mean that 5% represent the 95. Represent the 100 of Nigerians who are hungry and hit the streets because they're hungry. Now, all throughout this protest, we did not get you people should, what's it called? This is what we have in plans. This is what we are cooking. This is how it is going to elevate you. Instead, we were hearing nonsense. They have did this. The things that do not in any way serve Nigerians that are hungry. Do you tell your child of 7 years that, you're building a house when he or she comes to you and tell you, oh, daddy, I'm hungry? Do you get to tell her, oh, I'm building a house, there is no money? What do? You look for food. I cannot understand why Nigerians' problem will be food or Nigeria's situation at this time will be hunger. And then the government will go to tell us they're building roads. What's the correlation? Or they'll come and tell us, oh, they're building the VP's house. What's the relationship? Or you come out and tell us, oh, that, what's it called? That you want to, what's the project they want to even do again? that they are doing their our own is people are hungry. I mean, this is the time for the government to reorganize or rewrite whatever is on their scale of preference. You see that thing that they put up, that's infrastructure and social, they should put it down and put, making sure that food is available. And please, I have said it severally, making food available is not by taking rice to the people, giving the people rice, giving the people beans, and what of that? That is not the setting, that is not the way. To me, that is wastage. That money you will use to say you are buying rice and you are putting and you are doing whatever is wastage. What the government should do is number one. What is that commodity that affects both the prices of food, that affects both the prices of movement of people? You ask yourself, what is the price? You understand it is transportation. And which kind of cars do we have in Nigeria? Cars that uses fuel. It is just recently that people started producing cars that use gas and cars that use what's it called, electricity, right? Good. Now we use cars that use fuel, and fuel moves both goods, perishable goods, that is edible goods, and human beings around. So you do what? You make sure you do that. In fact, since Tinubu came in and said, oh, he looked at the treasury and said, oh, this treasury they empty, and he opened his mouth and said, okay, subsidy is gone. He opened his mouth and said, okay, subsidy is gone, no problem. Since that is what he said, I want to believe that he has an idea of, that the fact that yes, there is this treasury empty. So why would you see that the Nigerian treasury is empty or accounts are empty and you go ahead not to, okay, so remove subsidy, even if it has money that used to come in for subsidy, maybe you used to borrow. Let's assume that, okay, the government used to borrow money to subsidize our petrol. What are you going to do? Is see that money, it is better it is borrowed and it is channeled to making sure there are refineries all around the country, in those areas, in those places where we have oil, that we have a lot. We don't have refineries lacking. Any place there's oil, there should be a refinery there. That community that there is oil, you're supposed to fill it. You're supposed to enter a community like this, the breeze go dey different. Why? Because now there the wealth of the nation. Since Nigeria don't decide on only oil, there are so many other things that this country is blessed with. I cannot even start mentioning it. When it comes to agriculture, we are so blessed. When it comes to uranium, when it comes to gold, when it comes to tin, or when it comes to steel, we have these things here. When it comes to coal, there are so many things we have that the government, you have not even scratched the surface of our wealth. Do you get? So what I'm trying to say is the government should rearrange these things so that Nigerians will start feeling relief. We're not expecting the relief to come, okay, from fuel to go from 900 or 1,000 down to 200. No. We're expecting us to be seeing it in trickles. In the next 1-2 months, we see it will go down. The price will reduce. In the next 1 month, the price of diesel, the price of gas, the price of kerosene for those who use kerosene. That is what you're supposed to be talking about, not you coming out to tell us this bull crap you're telling us. So right on this note, you've come to the end of the news. So thank you for telling me to listen until I come your way next time. Enjoy.